Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin. This is my co-host Teddy, and today we're going to be talking about my new rig that some of you might have noticed behind me. And I apologize if there's a little bit of noise. Obviously I want to have it all going nicely for you guys with the side panel off, so the microphone might catch a little bit of that. Anyways, we've already done a bit of a reveal and showing the building of it over on Playtech TV. So I'll leave a link to that video down in the description below, or you can click on the annotation. It'll be on Teddy. So if you want to see me and Greg from Playtech TV talk about all the parts and show us building this new X99 rig, you can go and watch that video over on Playtech TV. But today I'm just going to be talking about it a bit more now that I've got it home. I've been using it a little bit and sort of my thoughts on it. So let's talk about what's actually in it, and we'll start with the CPU. So the CPU is the i7-6900K. So that is a Broadwell-E CPU, 14 nanometer with an 8 cores and 16 threads. So this one is, pretty high end. My main reason for going for this one in particular was the fact that I do a lot of video editing now, obviously with YouTube and that. And I also do, obviously, quite a bit of gaming, but the both are quite evenly matched. We'll probably do more gaming than video editing, but for that reason, it's very good because it's a good balance between them, where previously with my 4770K, that's mainly just made for gaming, and I was noticing my render times and stuff were getting quite long, and it can, it just eats up more time. So this will be really, really good for that. Now I have done a little bit of overclocking so far, just to get a feel of it. So these 6900Ks don't really seem to like going above 4.3 gigahertz, it seems. From factory, it's a 3.7 gigahertz turbo clock. So I've been having a bit of a play, but yeah, 4.3 it seemed okay, like happy at about 1.3 volts, 1.31 maybe. But over that, even going all the way up to 1.41 volts, it just wasn't that happy at 4.4 gigahertz. So that's a little bit too high for me, voltage-wise. So I just figured let's just go with something very safe, because I just want to have an overclock, set it, and then sort of like forget it. Because of my benchmarks, I need the CPU clock speed to stay the same from here on out for all my benchmarks here on out using this PC to be consistent. So I brought it down to 4.2, nice and safe, and it's very, very happy at 1.23 volts. So that's really good, also getting fantastic temps. Now the motherboard is the Asus X99 Pro. So this one's really nice. I mean, it goes really well with the rig. I really like it. It looks really good. It has a bunch of features. I've gone with Asus again this time because I've really enjoyed using their motherboards, to be honest. I had a Gigabyte a few years ago now, Gigabyte motherboard, gaming motherboard, and I've tested a few of the Gigabyte motherboards since then. And I really, really do like Asus and their gaming motherboards. I think they're really good, well, just all their motherboards in general. But yeah, this one is doing really nicely, and it seems to be going very well so far. So let's talk about the cooler. So it's the Corsair H115i. So this is a 280mm radiator, so kind of similar to what I just came from, the Corsair H110. So this is quite good. It has their SP, static pressure fans in it, and they seem to be going quite nicely. They're not too loud. They seem to be doing a decent job, as their new redesigned pump as well, which is also quite cool. So yeah, I do like this cooler. However, as of right now, you can probably hear a little bit of pump noise. And that's actually what I had with my H110 as well. I think they might just have a little bit of air bubbles and stuff like that. I might try, turn the case upside down and stuff, and try to get them out. But that's about the only thing that I've really noticed that's been a little bit sort of, but that's quite a common issue, and it usually will work its way out, so that's fine. Now, memory-wise, so I'm using a Corsair Dominator. It's, X99, so we're using DDR4. That's a 32 gig kit, so 4 times 8 gigabyte, and that's at 2,800 megahertz, which is, decent amount there. Memory speeds don't really affect performance at all, really. Depending, going from DDR3 to DDR4 certainly will, but within their within, say, DDR4, it doesn't really make a huge difference how fast you're going, unless you're using onboard graphics, and then it really will. So that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, really happy with it. Looks really nice and seems to go really well. GPU. So you obviously know it's a Gigabyte. So this is the Gigabyte G1 Gaming GTX 1080. The G1 Gaming, as you guys know, I've actually really enjoyed. I never tested it on the 1080. I've only been testing it on the 1070, but I was very impressed with it. These come in at a really good price point, and I'm very, very happy with it. It's very, nice. Doesn't get hot. The highest I've seen it go so far on its stock settings inside this case is only 66 degrees Celsius, so that's really good. 66, 67 when I was playing some Overwatch. So that's good. Highest boost speed I've seen so far out of it, it just goes to 2000, so that's a nice round number. So it just sits there. I probably won't do a huge amount of overclocking with it. I might. I'll see how I go, just because I'm always switching out GPUs. I used to in the past, but it just got a bit tiresome having to set everything back up every time. And I'm pretty happy with the performance as is. It's an extremely powerful graphics card and very, very good. Let's talk about power supply. So again, I've gone with Corsair. Last time, in my last rig, I had the Corsair AX760i, and this time I decided to go with the HX series. This is something different. So this is the Corsair HX 1000i, so it's a 1000 watt power supply. It's platinum grade, so that's good. Has all their good components and stuff in it. Very efficient. It's modular, so that's nice. You can only use the cables. You only need to use the cables you need, and so that's good. So yeah, and in general, I really, really like it. It's a great power supply. It has the fan doesn't even turn on unless there's sort of like a heavy load or something, so that's really good. 1000 watt is pretty overkill for this rig, but I like to have a bit more in case we do something crazy like triple SLI if that's possible down the road, or triple Crossfire or something like that. Now SSD. So running the Intel 750 series SSD. This is the 400 gigabyte, the PCIe version, so that's really cool. Yeah, really like it. Extremely fast, very good. One funny thing I've noticed so far is that I haven't been able to update the firmware. I know you have to use Intel, Data Utility Tool, I think, or Data Center Tool. And you have to go into command prompt and do it through command prompt. Anyways, for some reason it's just not detecting it, so that's something I got to figure out, because it's been a little bit difficult to upgrade the firmware on it. But as of right now, it goes really good, and I should have that figured out hopefully in the future at some point. Now I'm running my SSD from my old rig, the 730 series 240 gigabyte SSD. That's really good. I'm just going to use that as a gaming drive, put a lot of my main games on there and play them on that, along with the 750 series. And then for my mass storage, I have the WD Black 2 terabyte, so that's really good for mass storage, nice and reliable, really good there. So case-wise, we have the Corsair 760T. Now my main reason for going for this is when we put the, with the side panel on, it's nice and clear, so I can show off all of my components really nicely. It looks really cool, and it has a lot of space. It's a nice large case, and I just heard a lot of good things from it from the guys at Playtech raving about this case, so it seemed like a good one to go for. And fan-wise, we chucked in the ML140s, the magnetic levitation fans that I only recently covered, because they were just really good fans, and I figured we may as well put them in this build. So yeah, that gives you an idea of all the parts I'm running in my new rig. As always, I'll put, well, not as always, but from now on I should say, you can check out my About page on my channel, and I'll put a link there, and it'll have a list of my parts and the product pages and stuff for them, so you can go and check them out in more detail if you want. And I'll put that on my benchmark videos and in the description from now on, so everybody will know what rig, because obviously I'll be doing all my showdowns with this PC now. So yeah, everyone will be able to know. And I'll also be doing the 1060 versus 480 video with this rig also, so that should be quite interesting to see how they go in this new gaming rig of mine. So yeah, really happy. Should be really fun. I've done a bit of video editing, just a little bit, and the render times are just fantastic. Oh boy, so much better. So that's really good. And for gaming, it's been great. So yeah, really happy. I couldn't have done it without some great companies that worked with Playtech to be able to provide me with this rig. So Intel, Corsair especially were great help. Chris over at Corsair was fantastic to deal with. Gigabyte and Asus. So yeah, really fun, really good to have this rig finally together, and I can't wait to keep using it more and more and start doing some showdowns with it. Now I thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to Tech Showdown if you haven't already, and like the video. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.